Most people are never trading, they're gambling. The people that say trading doesn't work, trading won't work, they're just thinking about gambling. And at that point, that's why they don't want to join. When you click buy or sell, when you go long or when you go short on the market, one thing I'll say is that you're going to get a boost of dopamine saying, oh, what if this one's, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get that, I'm going to get that, I'm going to get this. No, you need to be calm, because trading, there's three things psychologically. It's going to be boring, repetitive, and you should be calm. If it feels like a rush, that's always what casinos do. They want you to make it feel like I'm gonna win, I'm gonna win, I'm gonna win, I'm gonna win. That's where over trading is, that's where revenge trading is. You cannot be emotional. And the biggest enemy is never gonna be the market. It's always gonna be you versus you. So you should never rely on ICT concepts, you should never rely on indicators, you should never say the manipulation did this. It's all those three faults. No. It's the fact that you're not patient. It's the fact that you need to make money today. You need to understand, with trading, it's all about patience. And the losses, they never hurt because of money. They hurt because at that point, you're saying, I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose. I only want to win. You look at all the big influencers, RP Profits, TJR, they all post their losses because they know losses occur. If anything, they help you realize mistakes. They help you sit back and say, how could I be better? And even then, there's times you can have an A+ strategy. The market's not going to listen to you. There's times that's going to happen. The market literally trains you to become an addict to the game. You're going to have dopamine rushes. You're going to want to go back to it. You're going to think of the market every minute. At that point, you're just gambling. It's going to be like random wins, almost wins, and fast candles. All three are basically gambling. You go on the slots machine, you go on poker, you go on blackjack. Blackjack and poker, they're actually somewhat strategical. So if you feel excitement, if you feel urgency, or if you feel anger, you're not in control. The market, it has you by the fucking throat, getting ready to skull fuck you every other minute, okay? Discipline is not force. It's all about self-respect. Real discipline is never about motivation. It's about closing the charts whenever you're emotional. And it'll always be about skipping days. That's why some of the best traders, you don't see them trading five times a week, every business day. No. The best trader, you'll see them trade at most, I'll say 3-4 times a week, right? And you'll see them have A+ setups. Even when they lose, they'll have A+ setups. And most of their wins are phenomenal. Phenomenal. You need to protect capital even when you're bored. Protect your money even when you're bored. Get ready to be bored as fuck. You hop in the charts, you're not going to be like, "Whoo, I'm going to win, yay." No, you're not. You're just going to look at the charts, wait, be patient, and then win. You'll lose at times. I'm telling you right now, get ready to lose, get ready to stay bored, because that's exactly what's going to happen. And a real trader's goal, it's never to win. It's always to execute. You need to understand that when you're trading, you need to change your fucking mindset. You don't wake up trying to make money. You wake up, you have to follow your rules. That's one thing I'll always say. If you're not disciplined enough out of life, you won't be disciplined in trading. If you wake up, eat a Nutella sandwich, get to work, jerk off, you're not going to be successful in the market because you have no discipline. You're going to fall into your urges, right? So that's why I always tell people, if you want to get into trading, first fix yourself. You look at a fat fuck saying, I want to get into trading, that guy's going to be unprofitable. I can guarantee he's going to be unprofitable. It'll always be you versus you in the markets. It's never going to... People say it's you versus the top 1% of traders. No, if anything, you're going to be following them. You're going to try to follow the trends, follow what they're doing, spot what they're doing. But at that point, get a degree. And when you start trading, it's like a snake shedding the skin, right? When you are a snake shedding your skin, you need to create a new identity. A gambler is going to say, how much can I make? A trader is going to jot down notes. They're going to be like, okay, what am I going to look for today? I'm going to open the market. What's the daily bias looking like? And I'm going to try to see whether it's up, down. I'm going to try to follow different rules, right? So the moment you master your discipline, the moment you master your impulses, is the moment the market stops being a casino and starts acting like a business. You can't wake up and say, I can't wait to make money. I can't wait to make this. I can't wait to make that. You have to wake up and say, let me follow some rules. Let me not overtrade. Let me fix my risk management. Let me do this. And let me make sure all my rules are set. This is one of my tips. to avoid being a fucking gambler. Have about 5-10 rules a day that you need to follow. Whether it's only 1 hour of screen time, whether it's post 3 times a day on social media. Like for me, I have about 3 mandatory rules every day written on this receipt. It's not even a receipt, it's just blank, right? But there's 3 mandatory rules. One of them, it tells me to backtest 5-10 times a day. One of them tells me to make 1 bootcamp video a day. And the other one tells me to post 3 times a day. That's the minimum, 3 times a day, right? Oftentimes I'll post 10, oftentimes I'll post 5. It's not about, can I post like a certain amount of times. It's more of, can I stay consistent? Can I post more than 3 times? Because everyone, this is just another piece of advice from my experience. Everyone on TikTok, you don't see them looking at 1 video a day. They always look at hundreds, thousands. So I'll say if they post 100, if they look at 100 videos a day, I can at least be 3%. They look at me, what, 3% of the day? That's fine. Maybe they'll fall in love. Again, you should always go into the market thinking, how can I follow my rules? Not thinking, how much money can I make today? Because I'm saying this, I'm repeating myself just so you guys can get the fucking memo. Because you guys are fucking retards. All the big traders, they post their losses because they want you to understand losses are normal in this game. When you lose, what do? You get back up, you keep pushing. When you fucking lose, there are going to be people looking at you saying, oh, that person lost. I can't wait to push them down more. I can't wait to fucking push them down hard so they don't get back up because they're afraid of your potential. That's how certain people are in life. They're so envious. It just, ugh, fuck. And listen, when they get envious, you can't just stay down. When you lose, you need to understand that you can better yourself. Don't fall into your urges. A lot of people, they lose. They say, oh, I'm stressed. Let me hit some nicotine. Let me smoke some weed. No. When you're stressed out, stay stressed out. When you're stressed out, find solutions. When you're finding solutions, you're going to be better. In this market, it's so rare to be on a winning streak. You're going to have winning months. You're going to have losing months. You're going to have winning weeks, winning days, losing days. Right? And you have to understand that this is all competent within the game. It's bound to happen. You're bound to lose. You're not going to win every trade. No, you're not going to win every trade. What the fuck are you? Dun, 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 dun. Those are the only people who win. Right? And once you're able to understand that this is a game where you have to be comfortable being bored, comfortable with being calm, comfortable being repetitive, then at that point I'll say you might have a chance to be successful. Right? Get on the charts, study your ass off, get some chart time, and again, have about 5 things that you should do every day. 5-10 things that are mandatory every day. I have other stuff on this, like for example, practicing Russian, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to explain all of it, right? You guys don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. Have some rules to follow. Don't follow into your urges. Understand that you're trading, you're not gambling. All right? Let's kick some ass today.